What is up, guys and gals? This is Brandon back on Brandon Coin, and this is your daily mining news and hash rates video. It is Saturday, April 28th, 2018, and just to get something out of the way, because so many people keep on commenting on all my videos and like try this thing out, so I went over and I checked it out. It's the ETHenlargementPILL. I have not downloaded it. I have not tried it. I've looked at what other YouTubers have put out. You have DTech, Son of a Tech, Spartan Mining made a video on it, Voskcoin made a video. Some people are on the for it side, some people are in the middle, and some people are against it. My stance on this right now is, since they have not released the source code on it, I am 100% totally against it. I don't trust anything that hasn't been like field tested, and with this only being 5 to 7 days old, this is not a good idea, guys. 55 mega hash sounds very, very enticing on a 1080 Ti. I have a 1080, a regular one, and I would love to get more than like the, I don't know, sometimes it won't even get 30 mega hash. But I don't use it for mining Ethereum. I use it for mining Zcash or Zencash, and I use it for mining Equihash algorithms and a little bit of other stuff. So that being a whole nother subject, please be careful. If you are going to download this, actually, you know what? I'm just going to advise you not to. A .exe with no source code being released and it only being a couple days old, this is just a bad idea. Don't do it, guys. You know, Spartan Mining made a video on it, and I watched his, and like, he probably has the perfect stance on it too. It's like, just don't do it. I'd much rather save people a couple, maybe $1 or $2 a day, you know, on a card here or there, and potentially save them getting scammed, hacked, or even worse. I mean, what if you lost all your private keys, or it's, you know, messes up your graphics cards, or what if it's just skimming every now and then and changing the wallet address for an hour out of every 24 hours? But it's just, you know, when things are too good to be true, they're too good to be true. So now that I got that out of the way, oh God, and ETHenlargementPILL, just stay away from this right now. Once we get some more information out on it and some good field testing done, then you know what? By all means, if it comes out and they release the source code and everything's safe, then you know what? We'll do it. But right now, it's too good to be true, and when something's too good to be true, somebody's gonna get bit, and I don't like to take the fall or, you know, get hurt. So I suggest everybody stay away from it. Now back onto the daily hash rates. If you're new to the channel, I do this every single day. I show all the graphics cards that I personally own. It's broken down by the card, what each card is making. So one 1030 is making 30 cents a day, and an example and then the algorithm that it's mining, the algorithm speed, the equal satoshis per day that it's mining, the power cost, and then the profit versus power. The 1030 looks off right here. 24. Oh no, that's right. And then also it's got the previous day. So if we look at the previous day on the 1030, it was at 32 cents, and then now today it's 30 cents. So if you notice, a couple of cards went down today. Everything mining Zencash. I have my 1050s and I have a 1080 mining Zencash on Equihash algorithm. They went down. They were at 70 cents yesterday on the 1052 gig. It's at 65 today. And let's see here, the 1080 was at 227. It's at 212. Still solid numbers. Still very profitable to run these cards. It just went down. Now all my Ethereum mining cards, which I have a 1050 Ti on there, it's making 75 cents a day. It was making 71. I have a 1060 6 gig. Those were making $1.13 a day. Now they're making $1.19. RX 564 gig is up from 73 cents to 77 cents. And the RX 588 gigs are up from $1.62 to $1.71. So Ethereum mining went up. Zencash went down slightly. Lyra 2 Rev went down very minuscule amount, 2 cents. But still very profitable, very good to mine. So if you want to pause this and take a look at it, I calculate my power cost at TDP. That's at the max total power draw, I think it's called, for each card. I undervolt my cards, so they do not pull the max total power. So this can be lower. Like, for example, an RX 588 gig, you can get that down so it's not burning 41 cents a day, because that's at like the 100-watt range or whatever. You can get those down to like 120 watts, so it'll pull like half that. But some people were just wondering why I'm not undervolting my cards. I just calculate worst case scenario on my power draw. But now let's jump over to my simple mining dashboard. I wanted to show this off. My Octo miner is having a hard time staying cool. I'm actually gonna go unplug it here in a second and let this thing cool off. And I don't know if I gotta stick a box fan in front of it or something, but look, all my cards are hovering around that 80 Celsius range, except for the one at the end. That's at 1080, it's at 60. But basically what this is telling me is it cannot handle where it's at without some extra airflow. So I'm gonna unplug that and get some good airflow going over there, and I'm also gonna get my fans back on my 580s and my fans back on my 1060s, just because they're running warmer than I'd like. I like to keep everything under 70, and right now everything's over 70. So I gotta get that sorted out and get that fixed, and yeah, or we're gonna have problems. Now jumping over to Amazon, the GTX 1050 2 gigs, these are the exact cards I run in my Octo miner setup, and usually these cards are awesome, but when you put them like an inch apart or less than an inch away from each other, they tend to run a little warm. But they're back down to 149. I get a solid 170 sols out of these with no display port no display plugged in. Some people were complaining that if you run this as your main card and you have a display plugged in, they can only get it pushed up to like 160 to 165 sols on Equihash. But still, really good cards. Actually, decent cards to game on too. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a dual fan gigabyte card? So link for those will be down below in the description if you want to check them out. They usually hover around anywhere from the 180 to 130 range. 130 is about as cheap as you're going to find them. 150 is about average, and 170, 180 is like upper end pricing, just to give you some background. Now jumping over here to Brandon Coin Reddit, this is going to be the featured rig of the day. I feature one of these every single day at the end of the daily hash rates, daily news. And to get yours featured, just go on to the Brandon Coin Reddit. Link will be down below in the description. Post a post up and make sure to include a brief description and also some pictures so we can check it out. Today we're going to look at my first 1060 rig. This is by Gilly 1981. And let's see what he's got. Just by looking at some pictures, he's got a wooden frame. Looks like he put it together himself. Awesome. Love the DIY stuff. And this is a picture of my first rig. I now have all 4 cards on risers. I'm using the following: a 970A G43 motherboard. It's a FX 6400. That's the 6-core CPU. A Cooler Master 750 watt 80 plus bronze power supply, 4 gigs of DDR3, 60 gig SSD, one 1060 6GB MSI Gaming X, solid card right there, one 1060 6GB Palette Super Jetstream. That's like an overseas European brand, I think, from what somebody told me. I think they're owned or in part with PNY maybe. One 1060 6GB PNY and one 1060 6GB Zotac Amp Edition. So he's got a little bit of everything, but those are all sound like solid cards. Currently mining Ravencoin, the picture with all 4 cards installed. I have now put a board to block the direct sunlight from the cards. I had a job getting the motherboard to see all 4 cards, ended up having to clear the BIOS and then enable IOMMU. After some patience, the 4th card showed up. Getting 4 cards to work on an AM3 Plus motherboard is usually a pain. Did it yesterday and it took me about an hour to get all 4 cards seen and numerous restarts. Yes, it is. But looks like a solid setup. Thank you, Gilly 1981, for sharing that. I really do appreciate it. And I'll look out to see yours, because whoever you are watching this right now, you're going to post yours up. And we'll check it out tomorrow. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Adios.